Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. It's not an excuse to say, oh, I'm just following the lead of my attorney. That's not an excuse to sell out your kids, to agree to a bad order, to have a bad outcome. Now, if the attorney says, trust me, and you trust them, and they go and do something you didn't know that they were going to do, or you didn't authorize, then, of course, that's your attorney scamming on you or whatever. But think about this. When you go to court, here's the mother. You're going to court together. It's your case in your life. You're arguing against her. She's arguing against you. You're going to court to argue your case and your rights and stuff. When the case is over, you guys walk away. The attorneys don't go and live with you. Your attorneys don't have a relationship with your kids. It's still you guys. Before it was just you. You come to court, and then standing in front of you, each one of you has a 2-layer operation going on where the attorney is speaking for you. You're talking to the court, and the attorney's interpreting what you're saying and adding legal mumbo jumbo to it. And usually it's not that complicated of legal mumbo jumbo. That attorney is a mouthpiece for you. It's still you in the court. A lot of times you see judges addressing the attorney and say, does Mr. Christensen have anything to say? Does Miss Wright have anything to say? Does the father have something to say? The mother have something to say? And then the attorney talks. The attorney basically is you in court. They are your ambassador. Ambassadors, we have ambassadors in different countries and have embassies and buildings where our representatives are communicating with their people. They're speaking on behalf of us and our interests. An agent for a sports star or a movie star goes and negotiates contracts, salaries, commitments to a team or a movie. If that agent goes in and does not even ask for what you're going for, like I've given the example before, if Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or somebody says, I want $30 million my last, and I'm going to do a 1-year extension, then I'm going to retire, I want at least $30 million. I'm the face of the NBA of the league. Or Jim Carrey or George Clooney or Denzel Washington want to do a movie. That's $30 million right there, because they're going to bring in, just by their presence, is going to bring $100 million on that movie. And if the movie's good, that's another $100 million based on the quality or whatever. And if the agent goes in and says, well, I'm sorry, I only got you $5 million, they would think, what the hell are you doing? What do you mean? Well, I didn't want to piss anybody off. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I didn't want to look too aggressive. All the things that attorneys say, and they're your advocate or your agent also. But it's you going to court, and it's your case being presented. And then when you turn around and you tell the judge, I didn't sign off on that, my attorney did, the attorney is you. So you have to make sure that it's done right. And you don't need to be a legal scholar. If you hire a plumber or a landscaper, or if the paper, like, we don't even have people delivering papers anymore. Back in the day, paper boys would deliver newspapers to somebody's house. If the paper boy gets the newspaper there at Sunday afternoon and you want to see the Sunday morning paper, you're not going to pay him anymore for his work. We know how to stand up to people when there's bad customer service. When our fries are cold or our steak is medium, when we ask for well done, we will send it back. Why don't we send back the service of these attorneys? Why do you keep tolerating the bullshit? Again, it goes right back to being a cowardly bitch. Because you can't stand up for yourself. Well, my attorney argues with me and say this is the way that we do stuff. Then fire them. Are you not the boss? Are you not the boss? Now, it only happens like 1 out of 50 cases. But I got guys, before they even met me, they told the attorney, I'm going for full custody. I'm going for 50-50. Oh, well, you can't do that. Why not? You're my attorney. You make $400 an hour. Go do it. Go try. The fact that other people have said this, and I'm not the only one. Everybody's like, well, James, you're an asshole. You're sitting here saying, how are we supposed to know with our attorney this and that? You had your kid, you were living with your kids. Now you're on supervised visitation because the mother lied about you being abusive. She's the one who attacked you. She's mentally ill and crazy. She slapped the kids around. And you're saying that you have no idea that the children are better off with you? That's something that's wrong with you. And then you're saying, well, the attorney didn't try. The attorney said that we can't do that. Why did you take no for an answer? If you have a landscaper at your house, say, hey, after you trim the edges and you do this and that, can you cut the branches of that tall tree up there? And they say no. Say, well, you're capable of doing that. You got a ladder and stuff. I just don't feel like it. Then you would say, then get off my lawn. If you can't do stuff I'm asking you to do, why did I hire you? But for some reason, and see, this is why video after video, over and over again, I keep raising my voice or I sound passionate because the answers are right here in front of your face. And all you have to do is do them. And you give yourself the best chance to get something fair, but you won't do it. Oh, my attorney says no. My mommy says no. I'm going to hurt the mother's feelings. So let the mother have custody and let her abuse the children, manipulate them, alienate them from you, and send them off to a psychologically disturbed life for the rest of their life. How come you don't have the balls to be a man and go rescue your kids despite the odds? That's what I did. I had no one on my side. I had friends who didn't want to get in the middle and didn't want to get involved. They could have wrote declarations how good. I did have a few friends who wrote statements, but nobody really attacked the mother. And that everybody's talking off the record that she's crazy. I had my mother and a friend go to court with me early on when my baby's mom tried to get a restraining order. My own mother, the paternal grandmother of the child. And then, some of you don't even have family that'll stand up with you. So what? Be a man. Grow some balls. Be independent. Be a superhero. For crying the frick out loud. That's what's lost in this country. Men being men. Men fighting against the odds. Men going against the flow. We got all kinds of people out here standing up for perversion and crazy stuff. They want to come to the schools, and we got drag queens want to read to your kids in elementary school. There's scientific evidence that says drag queens get sexually aroused when they dress up like women. And you got a sexually aroused man reading to your 7-year-old daughter in elementary school about how wonderful it is to be all twisted and perverted in your head like that, and training your kids against your moral code. And now that parents have found out, parents are speaking out. They try and say, "Oh, these women are, these mothers and fathers are domestic terrorists because there's people in charge of the country that are trying to destroy the country from within." So you get opposition, but there's people still standing up for that. Why can't you stand up in your court case when an attorney says you can't be? Do you think black people just took it all the time? When they said, you're not equal to us, you can have separate water fountains, restaurants, caboose, trains in the caboose, cabooses in a train. You can sit at the back of the bus and be dehumanized and demeaned. That's a seat back there. They weren't treated equally, and they didn't tolerate, or at least some of them didn't. Some of them got in line. They didn't want to stir up any trouble. And they had a mediocre, miserable life because they had to go around and get bossed around by white people. And some people stood up and the culture changed. And we're sitting here in our own individual case with our own power to go get full custody, 50-50, get on the offensive, slap the mother around, make her look stupid, beat her down in court, use the tools that they're using against us, and we won't do it, and we cry and piss and moan for the system to change. And then we say, my attorney told me I can't. So then you obeyed your attorney like a good little slave. Why? Because you're too scared to stand up your attorney. You're too scared to do anything other than what the attorney says. I don't give a shit who says what about me. Nobody in the world is telling me you can't have an equal life with your child. Nobody. And because I did that, when everybody was telling me, you're not going to win, you're going to lose, my sister told me you're going to lose, give the mother whatever she wants. Father's rights attorneys Goldberg and Jones said, you'll get every other weekend. I said, I work at night, I live 3 blocks away, I can be my daughter's daycare every day. They said, you'll get every other weekend. I went to court, I got 5 days a week. Screw everybody. I tell you guys this stuff over and over and over, and I keep talking to people who say, I can't. My mommy said I can't. My mommy's uncle's hairdresser said I can't. My attorney said I can't. Screw these people. If they, like I say over and over, if they won't do it for you, do it yourself, which is the best way to go in the first place. Screw your